Yo, what up? It's me, Terrible, and today we're doing something a little different. Most people are just kind of uploading Mewgenics, you know, like 2 to 3 hour videos, and I'm just gonna not do that. So we're gonna start doing some like heavily edited Mewgenics. You know, I'm gonna get through all the important points. My goal is to make my videos so you can watch them in like 30 or so minutes, you know, on like a work break, or just casually instead of having to devote your entire life to doing that. So hopefully this works out. Hope you enjoy the video. Now it's time to go over some cats. This is Owen. He has paper bones and glass skin, but he's my mage. He has absorb to heal up, and he has this ability that gives him some sparkle for each turn I've taken. Also notably has like a 7 mana 10 damage spell, which is pretty nice. My next cat is Bazofio Vasilio, and he has Hallowed Ground where I can spawn a blessing, give me some protection. And I have ranged medic, so I can heal people from a range. This is the cleric class, and I think range heal is pretty strong, so having this is pretty nice. Next cat is Rooney, my thief. His ability Stalk, where I can teleport to an enemy at the start of my next turn. I also have the passive that when I crit, the enemy that I crit gets marked. My last cat is Bingonius Bongo, my hunter. Has a bear trap and Tainted Mother. My familiars and units you charm get +4 speed, inflict poison, and bleed. Pretty okay. Mostly just pick them for their higher dexterity. And yeah, those are my cats. I don't really equip much onto any of them. I don't have much equipment. So yeah, we're just gonna go straight into the alley. The alley is pretty easy. It's more of like a transitional area for where you find your builds, you know, get your items and your levels up. I do these first few battles without really getting hit at all. After the first battle, my cleric levels up and I get revive. It's kind of like a generic good spell. Does revive and cure an injury, so if we are getting down a decent amount, it won't be as impactful to our character. The second battle is also pretty easy. I just outrange everyone, and I'm able to finish this battle without taking pretty much any damage at all. From that battle, my hunter levels up, and I get sentry mode, makes it so the next time an enemy ends movement in my basic attack range, I can attack it. It's just a good ability. Another attack setup is just strong. For my treasure chest, I get the leather jacket, which makes it so I can't take increments of 1 damage, and I give that to my thief. So we're moving around a lot. Then I fail this event, and I get Crohn's disease, which is horrible. I'll go more into it later, but it's so annoying. Crohn's disease makes it so at the end of your turn, you have a 20% chance to poop all over the place. And this can become an issue. You'll see it later. Now we're finally at the mid-boss, and we get Lucy. Lucy's a mid-boss where they charge up a spell, and you can kind of see the range before they cast it off. So with careful planning, it's not too bad. The fight starts off pretty well with me having enough range to just keep them at bay, but it quickly does not turn okay. First off, I get frozen by Lucy. Thief and my mage lose a turn, and then my hunter and mage get hit by a fire blast. And on the next turn, when I get to use my thief, the Crohn's disease procs and kills my mage. So everything just goes horribly. And on top of that, 2 of my remaining cats get frozen and lose their turns. Luckily, I'm able to kill Lucy that turn, but that was rough. That was very rough. My thief levels up, and then I get weakening nail, so I can give weakness to an enemy. Pretty good. After that, I get an event with Lil Steven. Even though my stats are horrible, I pass, and it attaches itself to my thief. This is actually a bad thing. It actually gives me -2 speed permanently, but my colorless spells get a reduction in cost. I have no colorless spells that do anything, so this is just a net negative. The next battle is a bunch of ranged enemies, and I just use my ranged attacks to take them all out pretty easily. From this battle, my hunter levels up, and I get flea bags, so at the end of my turn, I spawn a flea familiar equal to the number of enemies I've killed. Kind of works with my passive ability that gives me +4 speed for my familiars. After that fight, we get an event where my whole party gets some rare candies, so I get to level up 4 times. For my hunter, I level up his speed. For the thief, I get Sweet Spot, which increases my range by 1, and my basic attacks deal more damage the farther you are away from the target. For my cleric, I got Caretaker, so when I heal myself for half the amount. It's pretty good with ranged healing. For my mage, I try Forbidden Fulmination, which has a consequence for casting it, so I don't really know what that does. So for me, this is a little bit of a test to see what this ability does. But it inflicts everybody with stun, which is pretty good. The last free item of the alley, I get the Ball of Bandages, which gives me some health regen, which I give to my hunter. I end up taking Unscarred because I have 8 health, and it'll be really easy to stay at full health, so I can crit a lot. Now we get to our first boss, and I get Radical Rat, the rat that throws little bombs. First off, I kind of just move my thief closer because he can't hit anything in range. And then the Radical Rat instantly throws a bomb, so I have to use my mage to defuse that bomb. With my cleric, I get my mage back to full health so they can crit, and I throw down some hollowed ground for some free protection. Now that it's my hunter's turn, I finally decide to do some damage, and I crit, and then go into sentry mode, so I can maybe get another basic attack on him. I wasn't able to disable this one bomb, so I took 10 damage and I'm on fire, but it's not the worst. My thief also still isn't in range to attack, so I just learned you can desecrate the bomb, which is interesting. Then I decide to stalk the boss so I can actually get in range of him on my thief's next turn. The rat then throws a bomb next to my hunter and cleric, and then it's my mage's turn. Decide to do my once a battle magic blast to deal some 10 damage, and that's all I can really do on this turn. After that, I disarm the bomb with my cleric. Then my sentry finally procs on my hunter, deals some damage. And then it's time for me to just deal some more damage to the rat with my hunter. Then on my thief's turn, I decide to kill the bird, because why not? Because I'm pretty safe at this point. And then I weakening nail the radical rat. Then I see I have a lot of mana, and I decide to weakening nail him 2 more times and crit all 3 times. And at this point, when it's my mage's turn, it's basically over, and I crit him with my basic attack and win the fight. My mage levels up, and I decide to give it some more health, because it has 8 freaking health. Now for the spoils of war, I end up getting a crossbow that ignores shield and inflicts bleed, and I got a medicat from the bird, which I'm not going to use. And yeah, the alley wasn't that bad. Now it's time to go to the junkyard. Things get a little bit more difficult. The first fight of the junkyard, I get these Jekylls. They have like a timer above their head. If you don't kill them within that time limit, they transform. So you pretty much just try to run at them and kill them. That's pretty much the strat I had going in. There are these hosts that reflect range damage, but I just save them for last, and they're easy kills. From that fight, my thief levels up, and I get some extra dexterity for some more damage. And this meteor event, I end up getting the vibrating meteor, which gives me a bunch of stats, but the item loses 1 of each stat at the end of each battle permanently, so that's kind of a one and done. If I do use this item, it's going to be on the boss. In this next battle, we got 1 Jekyll on the back line and a bunch of melee attackers in the front. I end up killing most of the melee attackers in 1 turn, and they don't really do much, but the Jekyll does end up transforming, and I have to deal with that. It still doesn't really do much, and I kill it on the turn it transforms. But Zofio levels up my cleric, and I give him more intelligence so that we can revive every turn if we need to. I get an item called Witch's Eye that I give to my mage. Lets them backflip a few times. And in my first item of the level, I get Angelic Protector. This item gives you a 33% chance to teleport to a random tile when you're targeted. I give it to my hunter this time because I feel like he's in more danger than my mage at this point. Holy crap, Lois, it's the canned creeper. This boss is all about you hitting it from the front. It can't be hit from any other direction. So it's a lot of trying to aim yourself in a way where you can hit him as many times as possible before he starts poisoning you down a bunch. Also, I immediately trap my mage with my Crohn's disease, so that's fun. With the help of all my range attackers, this fight didn't actually take that long. I was able to finish the battle off at round 3. End up getting the ability Blur on my thief, which lets me gain 10% dodge chance. I thought this might be pretty good against the Dybbuk boss fight. Next, I end up buying the rare candy from the shop, and I get Call of the Wind, which spawns a Charm Tom Tom, which in retrospect is a mistake because I can't really get enough mana to cast it consistently. Probably should have taken something else. Next, I get an event where I cut up this barbed wire fence, and I get a barbed hat from succeeding the event. This gives me +1 damage, +1 thorns, and -1 max HP. End up giving this to my thief, so maybe he can deal some more damage. The next battle, there's a bunch of these glass spitters. These glass spitters shoot glass at you and make you bleed, but I choose the same tactic I've been using. I just use my range against them, and they can't really do anything. I'm able to finish this battle pretty fast. From this battle's level up, I end up getting Magic Missile as a way to always be able to hit Dybbuk with my mage. That's going to be a problem with a lot of builds. So yeah, 3 damage for 5 mana, not the worst. From my junkyard item, I get this electric coin. If I get heads, I get another movement action. If I get tails, I get slow too. I end up putting that on my thief, just in case. And now we're ready for Chubs and Nubs. Nubs will lob a shot and he'll like jump at you. And Chubs will shoot a shot straight at you and do a spin. Your goal is kind of to hit them while they're not facing you, but they also, if you hit them, they'll go towards you. So it's kind of like this cat and mouse thing. But it can be very dangerous if you're not paying attention. You can definitely kill some of your cats. Everything was going pretty well up until this one point. I ended up hitting Chubs, and I kind of assumed he would go towards my mage first. But he ended up just walking towards my hunter and downed him. I really wanted to get my cleric near my hunter so I can revive them, but it didn't really work out that way. After my hunter got down, I decided to focus my energy on Nubs, just because all my other cats were close to them. I just was focusing them down. Then I made another very critical mistake. I moved my cleric near Chubs and he walked towards him and just obliterated him. I'm not sure if it noticed my cleric because I used an attack, or maybe because I moved near it and there's like a radius, but I essentially just killed my hunter by doing that. After Chubbs enraged, he downed my cleric, and it was a pretty close round, but at round 6 I was able to finish him off with my mage. We only lost one cat this fight, so that's pretty lucky. Could have easily lost our cleric as well. For that narrow victory, my mage levels up, and I upgrade my magic missile. Hopefully to be able to kill Dybbuk with. I also get the Vibrating Skull, where my basic attacks inflict weakness 1. I give that to my mage, just in case I need to do that. Now it's time to go to the boneyard, my mortal enemy. Hopefully this time it goes a bit better. The first battle of the boneyard, we fight these shamblers. They throw anything that's next to them, and they will also lunge in a random direction. It's best to just fight them with range like we've been doing. There's also these bone cats that are around that to kill their initial armor, and then you have to finish them off or they'll revive. This fight was pretty easy. I focused off the big guys with my ranged first, and then I just killed all the bone cats while like kiting everyone and healing with my cleric when needed. Next, my cleric Bazofio levels up. I ended up taking Holy Light, like a pretty big heal. My thought process was that maybe the heal would hurt the zombies, but also it'd be a big heal when I need it, because I'm definitely going to need it with my 3 cats. I also got this new item from the battle, the Quartz Necklace, which gives +1 brace, and Lord knows my mage Owen needs it, so I'm going to give that straight to him. Brace essentially makes every instance of damage reduced by 1, so it's pretty good. My next event, I get this magical fountain. I choose not to drink from it because last time it essentially ruined my run, so we're not doing that. One of the fountain side effects made one of my cats a permanent kitten, and that was not fun. Next fight, we got the Shambler again. It's not too bad. I immediately kill him, and then I just deal with the wisps and the zombie kittens from range, and pretty much have no trouble at all with this fight. After that fight, my cleric levels up, and I level up my revive. So now when I revive someone, they get 100% health instead of 50%. It's pretty nice. From this boneyard chest, I get this flower mix. I think it plants flowers in an area and they give you like health regen or something. I don't know. I decided not to use it. In the next event, a new cat starts following the party. So I get a new cat, Jonas, with collarless and level 1. Also comes to the Neverstone if I choose to not want to level him up. I decided to try leveling him up just cause, and hopefully he can carry us to the end. Now it's time to do the mini-boss, so we get Mama Maggot. Mama Maggot will spawn maggots and then upgrade them and then give them extra turns. So it's good to control the maggots, just kill them when you can and then focus down Mama Maggot. My Thief's Crone Disease procs really early and it kind of makes this fight a little bit awkward. Kind of get in this rhythm where I just focus off all the ads and then I focus Mama Mega. And then when I get hit, I just heal with my cleric. It's a pretty easy fight, all things considered. From that fight, Jonas gets level 1, and I give him the ability to gamble, like a true adult. I also go to the shop to buy Jonas another level up, and I give him the ability Nerf, which inflicts -1 damage on a unit, which I realize in retrospect won't actually hit Dybbuk because he'll just dodge it because it's targeted. So that's fun. After that level up, I get a new event, which changes the weather to like this weird payday thing that makes more money lay around. It's pretty cool. And I get into this really simple fight, just a bunch of zombie kittens and some wisps. It's pretty easy. This fight doesn't take long at all. Just use my range against them like every other fight this run. After that fight, Jonas levels up again, and I give him the passive Mania for a 10% chance to restore all your mana at the start of your turn. I feel like, I don't know, maybe I can have him gamble a lot, whatever. Probably doesn't matter. And now I know I haven't talked about the Forbidden Fulmination spell that my mage has, but damn, look at him. He's cursed as hell. This is when I realized that spell actually gave me disorders, RIP. In the next event, my thief gets cursed with a bean parasite. And now this is especially bad. What this one does, it gives a +5 intelligence, which is fine, but confusion 99. So that means for the rest of this run, whenever I make an action, there's a 25% chance I'll just hurt myself instead. That is horrible. Oh my god. But look, we got an Obi. This makes it so one of your cats starts the battle with +2 moves, which, you know, whatever. I'll give this to my cleric, I guess. Now it's that time you've all been waiting for, the rematch with Dybbuk. Let's see how this goes. The fight honestly starts off pretty horribly. I end my turn as the thief, and the Crohn's disease procs and spawns a ghost. So now I have to deal with that. I decided to use my mage's turn to get rid of the ghost, because I don't really want that thing like draining my mana. And now we're in a predicament. Not only do I have my 99 confusion, I'm also stuck in the middle of all these poops, and I need to destroy them to get out. So whenever I take an action, there's a chance I just don't do it, and I hurt myself. It's so bad. Luckily I am able to get out this time, and I can kill that ghost. The only real consistent way I have of dealing damage to Dybbuk is with a magic missile, so this fight's going to take a while. The next set of turns, my thief hits himself twice because of confusion. So great. Also, my mage has a disorder that when they get hit, they get fear. So, kind of annoying. But we're using magic missile anyway, so it's fine. Then on my thief's next turn, I can't really get a hit in because he'll just dodge. And then my Crohn's disease procs again. I am so utterly trapped. This is hell. Luckily on an earlier turn, Bazofio, my cleric, used the holy spell and caught him on fire. And that's pretty much the only damage I can do to him other than magic missile, because I can't really corner him at the moment. For a long time of me doing this whole song and dance, me not being able to heal anybody because the poop's in the way, and then getting trapped because I'm kiting, and Dybbuk slowly taking damage. My mage finally goes down, and Dybbuk takes control of my mage's body. Yeah, I'll just let my live reaction take it from here. Please, I'm trying to win the game. It's the longest freaking fight of my entire life. Don't hurt myself. Okay. Doing stuff. This is probably the best cat for Dybbuk to be in. Oh no, I lied. I really lied. Magic missile? Fucking broken as hell. Oh, shit. Oh, shit. He's still going! My dude didn't get a turn for fucking 10 years! Oh. I don't... Well, something's happening. I don't quite get it. Got blood frenzy? I guess he got blood frenzy from using that move. Oh, it's so unlucky. Kill him! Please! No! I killed him. After that, I finally get to see what the blank collar does. Essentially just gives you one extra color of a random class, so that could be kind of cool. I think I'm going to save up for that. And I see a Steven plush, and I end up buying that too, just because it's cool looking. And well, that sucked. My mage obliterated me. There's a new video type I'm trying to do. It's definitely a lot faster than other Mewgenics runs that are currently out. If you like the video, let me know in the comments. My name's Terrible, and I'll see you next time.